Hello, Frisco ISD, and welcome to this quick webinar where we'll be talking about how to turn every lesson into a STEM career lesson. All of you on the call today or watching this recording are Frisco ISD teachers and administrators. I am thrilled to be partnering with you in your district this year. I see that Frisco does a lot for personalized learning and meeting kids where they are and helping them take the next steps to where they want to be. And that is exactly my mission, so I'm thrilled to partner with you, and let's get started. So my name is Ashley Parada. I own Career in STEM. It's actually under the umbrella of Greater Good Consultants, which is the larger company that I own and started in 2012. So if you've been looking for Career in STEM on your approved vendor list, you might not see it. It may be under Greater Good Consultants, which is the parent company. So here's my beautiful family, some pictures of my kids and other community activities I've been involved in over the years. I show you this picture because yes, my kids are quite cute, of course, but also to let you know that everything that is in my store and all the resources that I've created have been created with real students. So whether it was me and my kids doing some fun stuff here at home, or middle and high school lessons that I developed as a teacher here in Hartford, Connecticut, everything that I've done from church groups, 4-H groups, nonprofits, schools throughout the country, everything I've done has been developed and proven with real kids. So this is probably preaching to the choir. I'm not going to spend a lot of time discussing the opportunity in STEM careers, but here's some really important facts. There will be 3.5 million new jobs in STEM in the next 5 years. The average STEM professional makes double that of non-STEM professionals. And there's a tremendous need both in Texas and across the nation for qualified STEM professionals. Every year there's more available jobs in STEM than there are available workers. So the sooner we can prepare our students for STEM careers and let them know about this tremendous opportunity, the better. My goal for you in this webinar is to help you help your students define their interests and connect them to careers. My approach in doing this is by the same content, but through a new lens. So our mission is to turn every lesson into a STEM career lesson. This is not something new. This is not the latest and greatest new fad. This is just a different way to do what you already were going to do. I know sometimes in education we can feel overwhelmed and bombarded by new trends and things we're supposed to try. That is not what this is. That is not what Career in STEM is. It's just a new way to do what you were already going to do. So when I say same content, new lens, what do I mean? We have resources for educators that span the pre-K to 12 spectrum. So I have two examples. One is for an elementary school classroom, and one is a high school level example of a lesson that I developed. So we'll start in elementary school. This is a kindergarten lesson that I actually did with my son in his class around Valentine's Day this time last year. So the teacher wanted some help in doing a STEM career component to what she was already going to do, which is how I do all of my lessons. So the lesson was a beginning experiment lesson. So how to measure things, how to get data, beginners, how to analyze your data. And the experiment was about heart rate. So how can you change your heart rate? So all I did, the only thing new to be clear, was add in one sentence. And I'm highlighting it here. We're being cardiologists. So I took her existing lesson and I named a career that related. Scientists that study hearts are cardiologists. That was a perfect fit. And we did the same thing, but through the lens of a cardiologist. Similarly, a high school example, this was magnetism. I taught 9th grade physical science, and magnetic fields was always something a little bit hard to teach my students. So we still built the same thing, a thing to show that electric or magnetic fields exist and how they work. We still did that, except I called this thing that they were building an MRI machine. And then they continued to proceed through the lesson as usual, but acting as MRI technicians. Then at the end, we still have your good old science lab conclusion, but they're not just answering what is magnetism and how does it work, they're answering that same question, but through the lens of an MRI technician. So this is what it does, this is how it works, but this is why it matters. That matters piece being the STEM career piece. So summary of my tips here is still use the same standard, still do the same content, but add a STEM career piece to what you were already going to do. This does not have to be extensive. It can literally just be naming a career that relates to the content of the day. So this is not rocket science. You can definitely do this on your own, or you can use the over 150 plus prep-free resources that I've already developed using this approach. And as an awarded vendor, all Frisco teachers get 15% off any of the items in our store. So a lot of text here, just two important things to point out is adding a STEM career component to your lessons gives you instant relevance. We were not trying to make every student an MRI technician. We were not trying to make every student to be a cardiologist. What we were trying to do is to show them how that content relates to the real world. So an easy way to make your content relevant is to add a STEM career piece. And this approach can be used by any different type of teacher, whether you teach a STEM subject or gifted and talented, using this as an enrichment or curriculum compacting option, and for CTE teachers, either to blur the line between shop and academic class, or as an outreach tool for middle and elementary school levels to gauge and garner interest in your CTE program. So great, you've got some interest by adding some STEM career pieces in your lessons, and now you need to leverage that student engagement. So say in our MRI technician lesson, a student was really interested. They thought that could be a cool career for them. You need to provide a way for students to leverage that engagement and build upon what they've seen. An easy way to do that is with lists of STEM careers. So I have 5 different premium STEM career pages: interest, alphabetical, personality, gallery, salary. I'll show you alphabetical because it's by far the most popular of all the lists that we have. And you can use, regardless of which list you're using, you can use it for 2 things. A, as a research tool for yourself. So say you have an upcoming lab on phase changes, you can look through this list and find a career that would relate to your lab. So phase changes are physics, physicist would be an easy career to name and add into the lesson that you are already going to teach. You could also send students to this page or any of the other pages to use as a research tool for themselves. So say you did a lesson about environmental science, they could come to this page and explore different careers that related to environmental science to continue exploring their interests. We have 85 different career pages. Each one is laid out in a similar way. So you have a picture of the person doing it, a student-friendly definition, virtual job shadow, downloadable information sheet in English and Spanish, and to try it. I've noticed that there's a lot of good resources out there for students to watch and read, but there's not a lot of good stuff for them to do, for them to test drive a career and see what that person actually does for a job. So that's the purpose of all the try it sections, is to give a student hands-on experience of what that person does. Back to the info sheet though, each info sheet includes an expanded definition and all the essential information a student would need to gauge their interest in this career, to see if it was something they really were interested in. When you click on the salary, it will take you to the Bureau of Labor Statistics page for that career, which is where all our information has been sourced. It's also a great free resource to continue learning more. As an FYI, all 5 premium pages are included free with the purchase of any school or district bundle. They can also be purchased on their own. So you've added a STEM career piece in your lessons, you've provided students a way to continue learning and leverage that engagement that you've worked so hard to build. Now you need to provide a next step. And this is something that's critically missing among almost all other offerings on the market these days. So once you have a student that knows what they're interested in, there's not much to help them take the next step and actually get there. That's why I developed the STEM Career Challenge program. This is an online learning platform that provides students hands-on, actionable insights and allows them to train for their STEM career. Each challenge is thematic in nature. So this one is sustainability. We have computer science, space camp challenge. All of them feature hands-on, interactive, inquiry-based learning activities. So from a video to a web quest to an online quiz, students are engaging in the real activities of real STEM professions. Also, each challenge includes a challenge, which is a project that specifically mimics what that career person does in real life. So for example, in this challenge, the students work as a real sustainability analyst in their community to do what a sustainability analyst would do. This is why it's been popular among gifted and talented and personalized learning programs, because students are in control of all aspects of what they do, and it's helping them take the next step that otherwise they wouldn't be able to. There's also a component for teachers. So every teacher that subscribes to our platform gets a teacher pack for each challenge. The teacher pack is essentially the hard copies of everything a teacher would need that the students are doing in their challenge. So rubrics, lesson plans, checklists, everything the student will be doing, the teacher has the hard copy with tips and tricks of how to implement it seamlessly into what they're already doing in their classroom. And you also get 15% off of this through our existing contracts. So whether you're interested in just the educator resources, STEM challenge access for all your students and teachers, we do have a variety of different bundles, a la carte or one big kahuna, as well as options for schools or your entire district. I've put together a helpful webpage, which is careerinstem.com/product/Frisco, that outlines everything that your district is eligible for under this existing contract. This is a great site to come back to and refer with helpful links on everything that we have available to you through our contract. So thank you so much. I hope to answer your questions. Please email me anything that you'd like to know. My email is ashley@careerinstem.com. Also, be sure to email me and I'm happy to send you a free resource so you can see firsthand what our educator resources are like, how they're structured. Also, I'm happy to provide a guest login so you can test drive one of our STEM career challenges. Thank you so much for being on the call today. Here's my contact information. Again, I'm happy to send you a free resource and a guest login. I am thrilled to be an awarded vendor for your district, and I'm really excited to work with Frisco and your students this year. Thanks so much.